Welcome to the Poundcast. Brent, I was just looking at my phone and this website came up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they got something called Kentucky Future Chicken, which is a flavor of, what is this called?
It's
Louisville Vegan Jerky Company, huh?
So this is a sort of a play on Kentucky Fried Chicken, but it's more
Well, let me click
evolved.
on it. Let me click on it here. Yeah, this is from lvjco.com, lvjco.com.
Okay.
That is the newest small batch flavor.
That's good.
I thought it said sold out. It's not sold out yet.
No.
That's the 12th year anniversary of Louisville Vegan Jerky. And if you go to lvjco.com now or soon, and you use the code word Poundcast, you get 20% off, Brent.
Huh.
Let me look at this stuff here.
That has 12 different ingredients in it or something like that?
I mean,
special ingredients to
yes, that's
celebrate.
what we're talking about, 12 different herbs and spices.
I think I read about that on the message boards.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go to lvjco.com and use the code word Poundcast, you will get 20% off your entire order. I mean, that's not the only flavor. We're talking...
Well, there's classic flavors. There's limited only flavors. Some of the classic flavors are buffalo dill, smoky Carolina barbecue, cracked black pepper. And then there's the special kind of limited time flavors. Such as,
there we got the small batch. I'm looking here, Serengeti Chicago Italian beef sandwich flavor. And we also got Riff Raff's orange chicken flavor from Riff Raff. 2 wrappers right there.
Yeah, 2 wrappers for the price.
We got Farby's roast beef and cheddar, which is
sort of a play on Arby's.
could be similar to a flavor you might find at Arby's. Yeah. Holiday dinner feast, and the list goes on. I'm on the website now, just scanning through all the flavors. And now, I mean, look, the stuff is made in Louisville. It's got a shelf life of 9 months.
It's bagged in Louisville.
It's bagged. Well, yeah, bagged and made in the United States. This is non-GMO plant-based jerky. So
You can also get it at the store.
yeah, I've seen it at Whole Foods. I've seen it at Sprouts. Which, if I'm in a pinch, I'll grab it. But I want to get that 20%, bruh. So I'm going to lvjco.com and using the code word Poundcast, bruh.
Sounds good.
Now, this show is brought to you by listeners like you because we're on Patreon, patreon.com/Poundcast. If you go there and sign up for our Patreon, you'll get access to the Unzipped bonus episode, which today we played a game with our friend Andre Hyland.
And, I mean, he's just so quick that it was really hard to compete with him.
Don't spoil it. Who won?
I'm not going to say it. I'm saying it was hard. I might have pulled it off. But Doug made a really cool game. But
we also talked about some behind-the-scenes acting stuff, some graffiti stuff, because Andre is known for... He used to be a graffiti artist, and he still is an artist. But anyway, we get into that. So the only way to listen to the Unzipped section of this episode and all the episodes is going to patreon.com/Poundcast and sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/ThePoundcast.
And we are on all the social media at The Poundcast.
Yeah. And by the way, for Patreon, you get the episode a couple days early, too, if you do that.
There's a lot of great things about
And it's mostly ad-free.
There's a lot of great things about that Poundcast.
Mostly ad-free. So look, check this out. If we get these, a lot of
remixes and cover songs.
There's a theme song to this show, right? And it plays after the intro, and we get these remixes, and sometimes they're not just remixes; they're just covers, basically, or different interpretations of the theme song. And we have one today, and this is a really neat one. This is from Bryce Shell and Anthony Fosaluza of the Kodiaks. And the Kodiaks, if you want to check them out, they're on Spotify, iTunes, and all that. And this is a ska version of the Poundcast theme song, Doug and Brent, it's called. and it's very much, this is in Bryce's words, very much a tip of the hat or tip of the fedora to the Wailing Wailers song Simmer Down. So it's kind of in that style. And it's
I never knew I liked ska until I heard this version, because it's pretty good.
Yeah. So here it is. This is the Kodiaks.
Let's let it rip.
Doug and Brent. Let's roll the clip.
Let it rip.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast. Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast. Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast. Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Hello. Hello. Here we are at the studio. That's me there in the picture. And we're on Poundcast today.
That's right.
With Brent Weinbach and myself. I'm Doug, and we have our guest Andre Hyland.
Hello.
Back
Hi.
on the show. It's triumphant return.
That's right. I haven't been here since summer 21.
And you've been acting up a storm lately.
That's right. I've been thespianizing.
Yeah? Have you ever taken an acting class?
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was awful, and actually led to my worst audition ever.
What acting class was it?
Is apparently very reputable. Leslie Kahn, and I don't know. I guess it works for some people. I'm just
C-O-N?
naturally gifted.
Wait, what was the problem?
I don't know. Maybe, like I'd never really taken an acting class before, except for one in college, which was kind of a joke. Just like the whole class sang like the Fresh Prince theme song together, and that was like the kind of extent of it. But it was an acting class mostly for multicam, which doesn't apply to much else. I don't think it was just for that, but it was like so. I mean, obviously I'm an actor, but I don't know. It was so actory. I was like, I am not into this, and it felt like it had a weird Den Mother culty vibe to it.
Oh, you mean not the college one, but
not the college one. The college one was fun. It was like
right.
me and like half the basketball team, and it was like a total like whatever credit thing. And then, yeah, the real one or whatever the
real one, was she teaching you for multicam?
No, I didn't even get into the main class. They put me in the B class. It was, I remember I got there, and there was supposed to be like a thing called like a triage, and it was, I don't know. I guess this place works for a lot of people. It did not work on me, but like, it was like I was like, I've never taken one. There's always things to learn, and so I signed up for it. And you had to go to this thing called a triage, where they kind of like assess your talent level or your capabilities or whatever. And you're supposed to meet with Leslie, and then I go up there. It's like in this weird, like in high school, the way there's that weird teacher's lounge and there's like a couch in there with their like normal school shit. It was like that room at an acting school, I guess. And I was in there, and she was in there, and it had a weird Den Mother vibe, like, oh, Leslie's coming, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay. And then it was her and these two other girls that were, like probably in their late 20s, maybe early 30s. I don't know. This is like 10 years ago. And it was all patronizing feeling. Like they were like, they gave me some sides or something to like learn from, to sort of, I don't know, perform. Oh yeah, no one else showed up to the triage, so I was the only one there. I was the only like potential student. And these two sort of girls that were like minions of Leslie, and it had this real like,
you were the only student in the whole class
in the triage to decide. It's like you have this thing where they decide which class you should go in.
Oh,
that's what
I
this
see.
was. So the classes had more people in them, but this was supposed to probably have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 people in it.
Okay.
And I was the only one who wound up there. And then, so anyway, I don't know, whatever. Everybody has their process of how they memorize shit and all that. And I would make like flashcards instead of read off the script. So I made flashcards. And I remember I showed, they're like, take out your script. So I took out my like flashcards, and they're like, oh, what's that? And I was like, oh, well, blah, blah, helps me memorize. And they're like, oh my God, that's so adorable. That's adorable. I was like, cool. And then I remember like I read it, and they were like, yeah, that would be really good for like in like an indie where people like talk like people talk in real life, but not really for this. And I was like, okay. And then anyway, they quickly put me in the B class, and then
so you were talking like people talk like real life.
I know, it's such shit.
well, what would be like what they wanted you to do?
I don't know.
Like,
I guess
explain that at all?
No, they didn't really get too into it, but I think for like multicam stuff, it's more like heightened and broad, and that's fine. That's actually hard to do, but it's like I hate that stuff for the most part. But like I don't know. Then I got in there, and it felt like half like almost a self-help group than it did even an acting class. And I was like, I feel okay on that level. And then, you know, but I was also like, I'm here, I paid the money, like lean into it. Like, I'm not going to be here and be like, no, I'm not going to do this. And then I was doing it, and the whole time it just felt icky. And then I remember they had these T-shirts that looked like the Dare program, you know, T-shirts, but it said "Dare to Suck." I was like, that's a stupid slogan. Like, you know, like, don't be scared, like, try things. Right. But it was just like, dare to, like, outside of the context of this place.
I want that shirt.
Like, yeah. No, it's a pretty good dumb T-shirt, but like not like, I don't think good in the way they intended necessarily.
I keep thinking of, this is vampires. You know, you got a triage, which is meant to stop you from bleeding, right? You put on when you're bleeding.
Oh, I suppose.
You're in the B class, B for blood. Dare to suck your blood.
Yeah.
It's vampires.
It's true. Leslie's been the same age for 100 years.
Those girls were not 27, whatever.
No, they were
late
from
20s.
1827.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were 127.
But anyway, I took the class, and I was like, okay. And then I tried to apply what I learned to it to the next audition I had. And the audition was for Eastbound and Down, which I was like hyped to get. And it was for the last season. And not saying I would have got it if I hadn't implemented these things. I'm not saying that at all. But I know the audition would have gone a lot better if I hadn't. But they were like,
what did you like implement?
Like, they were so strict about, like, don't change any lines. These people have taken all this time. And I've directed shit. Like, I've been on the other side of it. I know that that's not true. I mean, it depends case by case, but like, if they want you to stick to it, they just go, "Oh, can you stick to it?" But there's no like
stuck exactly to the script word for word.
Yeah, and so like I was like, "All right, well these are like the pros, I guess." Like I'll listen to this, and I remember going in for the audition, and it was like easily hands down the worst audition I've ever had. It was I went in, it sucked because the camera or the casting assistant I knew, which was like a warm room, but that made it even more embarrassing. I went in, and then like what happened? Oh yeah, I went in, and then the first, whatever, I read through it, and then first thing I did is like I changed one word or missed something, and then in my head I'm just like, I fuck up that one thing, and then it was like kind of like a mental conveyor belt, like, you know, like someone stopped watching it, and all the bottles of like, you know,
so you
spaghetti sauce are landing on the ground, and then I was just like, and just like threw me off, and then it went awful. And then she was like nice enough to be like, hey, do you want to try that again? And I was like, yeah, whatever, you know, I got it. And I was like. And then, and I forgot to mention, like, I never did this, like, wear a costume to a fucking audition. And they're like, dress for the thing. So you're supposed to, I was dressed up like this car wash dealer or something like that. And I was like, I feel like an asshole. And I was like, I don't know. The pros said to do it. I'll give it a whirl. And then, and then this piece of shit actor that was there before me, he came out and he saw my outfit and kind of, well, not rightfully so. He's a tool, this guy. But he goes, nice outfit, like to try to like psych me out or whatever. But like that didn't psych me out. But I already felt like a tool because I was just like, this is stupid. But like, I don't know. They say to do this. This place is reputable. I'll try it.
How was he dressed?
It's like some jackass improv guy. Like, not that all improv people are bad, but you know, like the typical sort of like, I got a nice shirt on and wacky shoes to show you that I'm, you know, young or whatever.
Do you know who the guy was, or just some random guy?
I can't remember his name now, but like if I saw him, I would know. I looked up his stuff. I was like, this guy's I looked at the little list afterwards. I was like, who is this asshole? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, he does garbage stuff. He's an idiot. And then, anyway, I went in, and then that first pass was awful, and then I did it again, and the same thing, like I missed a word. It was all the time when I audition. I always change stuff and just like make it my own. Yeah. And then I think if people don't want that, they don't want me. And then the times they want me, it's because they want me because I do those sort of things, right? You know, more or less. And then anyway, I ran through it again, and then same thing happened. And I remember I had this weird experience where it was, and this was like other than the one time I auditioned for SNL, this was like the other audition. I was like, I really want this fucking thing. At least that one went well, even though I didn't get it. But this one was just like a total awful thing. I was like, oh, I love Eastbound and Down. I don't want to do this. And then, what happened? So like I'm doing it again, and I keep missing all the words, or not all the words, but like I miss one word. Then I'm just thinking about like that. Yeah. And then I had this weird out of body experience of like I was up in the corner of the room looking at me. This never I don't even, it was so bizarre because it's also just like whatever, it's just an audition, but I think it was just because I wanted so bad. Maybe my brain went into this weird place, but I felt like I was looking at myself from the top corner of the room, watching myself, and I was going, dude, what are you doing? Like what the fuck are you doing? And then that went awful, and then she was like, do you want to do it again? And I was like, yeah. And at this point I was demoralized because my friend was the casting assistant, and this was just embarrassing, but she'd never seen me like audition before. And then I did it one more time, And I got through it, and it was an awful thing. But the casting woman was just like, "See, you're funny."
Oh,
It's like, thanks, cool.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
See, you're funny. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is bad.
But that was so. After that, I was like, I'm never using anything I learned from that class again. I mean, maybe it works for some people, but like that just did not. Using those tricks. Or
Did you
whatever.
audition for Saturday Night Live at the studio in front of Lauren?
Yeah. And that went well. I did like 2 original characters and 2 impressions. And then I remember going into it, like talking to people that had worked there. They were like, if you get like 1 laugh, consider it worth 1,000. And if they don't laugh at all, don't even like sweat it. And then I was like, all right, cool. And then each bit I did, I remember getting at least 1 audible laugh during each thing. And then the little stagehand dude who like ushered me back to the green room was like, he's like, you got the best response so far today. And I was like, fuck yeah, awesome. And I'd heard like, if they ask you to stick around, that's a really good sign. And I get back to the little holding area and they're like, would you mind sticking around? I was like, oh, no problem. And then I was just there for a while, and then they released me, and I never heard anything else.
What year was that?
2009.
Huh. All right.
And then,
What about for Barry? Did you audition for that?
I did. I auditioned for season 3.
Well, I know
and didn't
for
get
the
it.
listeners, you are in the last season.
Yeah.
So how did that audition go?
That one cool. Well, the first one I did, I auditioned for like a guest role, and it went really well. And I was like, well, I don't think it can go much better than that. Not that that means much beyond it, but I was like, and then they were like, yeah, it went really well, but it went to someone else. I was like, okay. And then Bill Hader was nice enough to call and say like, hey, I can't promise it, but I've got something in mind for you for next year. Just stay in touch. And then that ended up being true, and that's how I was in season 4.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I took an acting class in college. Like, I went to a community college at first, and I took
For community theater.
No, I wish. Actually, I don't
For
wish.
community service.
Community service. It was it was called like improv acting or something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is going to be like a comedy class.
Yeah.
Like, I was not interested in like serious acting, and I got there, and like day one,
You
it
even
was
got your
like,
serious actor outfit on today.
I was
I
going
kinda
to say,
do.
you look
You're about
like
to
a
do your
German
one-man show.
intellectual.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Steve Jobs Black Box Theater.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
I got there, and it was like, I can't remember exactly what happened, but they were like, yeah, come up with a scenario, and you work with these people. They grouped us up, and I was doing some like goofy thing, like really basic. I was like a door-to-door salesman or something. you know?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, shut it down, and he's like, no, this isn't that. This isn't improv. Like, this isn't like comedy improv. This is like, we're improving emotions or something like that. And I was like, okay. It just kind of shut me down, and then I
Yeah.
kind of like just observed. And he's like, okay, it's for tomorrow, everyone think about the one person that you want to like scream at, that you like hate the most in the world, and everyone's gonna go and like perform your, basically like someone you want to tell off.
Right.
Like, and I was like 19. I didn't have any even one that I hated, you know?
Yeah.
And that sounded like the most terrifying thing of all time. So I just quit. That was one of the few classes I just like quit.
Yeah.
And then I just never did it again.
I had a similar
Imagine if I was in a comedy class, where I'd be today.
You might be doing comedy now.
I'd be not using those techniques either.
Right. That's right. I took one class in high school in freshman year. Well, actually, I didn't even take the class. It was like that. I went to one class. It was like an after-school drama club thing. I was like, oh, this would be cool because they'll be like making videos with friends, and I'll meet more people who like, make
that's what I
videos
was
and stuff. And then I went there, and I remember the teacher, had been on MASH, and he showed like his reel, and he was like an injured guy on MASH, and I remember seeing like, oh shit, that's crazy. He was on MASH, like he was in that tent. But it's like MASH was on constantly, nonstop, forever for years.
11 years, I think.
And I was just like, oh, that's weird. And then we like, he's like, all right, everybody like lay down and on the stage. It was on the stage in our auditorium. I was like, okay. And then he was like, there's a fabric on your face. What does it feel like? And I was like, I don't know, like burlap or something. And he was like, anything else? I was like, oh, it's wet. And then that was just like, I was like, what are we doing? And then we had some other little exercise, and everybody was going on about their fabric on their face. And then I was just like, this isn't like making videos with my friends, kind of like how you're talking about. And then I said, oh, do you know what? Sorry, do you know what time it is? And he's like, I don't know. I think it's like 3:04 or something like that. And school got out like 2:30. So I don't know. It was like 20 minutes or a half hour into it. And I was just like, oh my God, I forgot I got to be somewhere. And then I just left and never came back. And that was it.
Little white lie got you out of it.
Yeah. I did a little acting to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was convincing too.
He's like, oh, yes, son. Go ahead. Yeah. And before you shut the door, you're like, that's how you act. Now that's acting.
I got outside and I said, and a scene.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad actors out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in entertainment, there's like I don't think these aren't inherently bad, but the worst versions of these things are some of the worst versions of things, period. Like a bad actor, and I'm not even talking about their acting capabilities, but like certain personality, like certain archetypes are just some of the most awful things. Like I think an annoying improv person is one of the most annoying things on the planet. And I'm not saying improv people are annoying, but an annoying improv person is awful. Same with an actor.
I think it's just an annoying anything is annoying.
Yeah, but certain ones, like, they come with an energy to like perform their annoying sensibility more.
You're saying that an annoying stand-up comedian is not as annoying as those ones?
I mean, I'd say it's up there. Well, I'd say an annoying stand-up comedian not on stage is probably more annoying than an annoying improv comedian. You know, like someone who's always like turning they're trying bits in conversation, but in an aggressive manner or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, oh, I didn't even talk to that person. They just talked at me.
Right.
And that was that. I don't know, let's get into the weeds a little bit.
Well, no, yeah.
None of these things are inherently
Well, we
bad
talk
or
about
annoying,
annoyances on this show.
but the annoying versions of these things are some of the worst things.
Yeah, we talk about annoyances.
Yeah.
Let's fix that annoyance. So, like,
I don't know how to fix it. It's like it's just like archetypes, you know.
Well, no, we know how to fix it.
Like, I'm sure
somebody that talks at you,
like an annoying
right?
firefighter is probably not going to be as obnoxious to be around as an obnoxious like stand-up.
Well, can you do
What if he's hosing you down?
as an acting exercise? Can you perform an annoying firefighter right now for us, and then follow that up with an annoying improv person?
Well, annoying improv person, I would need I need a shirt with a tie and a hoodie, and then Chucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the outfit.
That's an improv person.
That's an
Hey,
improv
but
person.
your whole style is you don't usually dress up as the thing, so
That's true.
Go
That's
ahead.
True. I'm trying to think of an annoying firefighter, because I haven't dealt with an annoying firefighter.
What would you imagine?
They probably won't want to fight your fire. They'd be like, no, it's not big enough. I don't know. Or they would just talk about like, oh, you think that's bad? I saw this crazy thing one time. It was way worse. It'd probably be like in that zone.
Shows up to your house. It's like your house is on fire. He's like, yeah, you think
I've
this
seen
is
way worse
bad?
fires.
I've seen this one really big mansion burn down once that had all kinds of expensive stuff in it.
This is just like a one bedroom. It's not a big deal.
If you act, but you also make movies.
Yeah.
And I saw your latest, a rough cut of your latest movie.
Yeah.
What's up with that movie?
I'm waiting to hear from festivals now. So just like I'm in the waiting part of a hurry up and wait.
Who'd you send it to?
Waiting on Tribeca right now. So if you don't see that Tribeca, you know what happened.
If you don't try Becca, you gotta try something else.
I gotta try harder.
You gotta try harder. What about the dance?
They already came and went, and
You finished it before the dance.
yeah, but it did not get in. I've had a good experience there.
What about Slam Dance?
This one didn't go across the finish line. It's funny though too, because you think about projects you make, you never know how they're going to appeal or not appeal to people, and like you could be super excited about one thing, and it doesn't go anywhere, and then the one you are like, yeah, it's okay, like kind of like goes all over the place. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's funny when that does happen.
How many features have you made now?
The ones that I've directed, this is the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there was like one film, like we're all inspired by stuff, right? Like what would be your ultimate, like, if you could be like I want to make a film as good as that. I wish I made that film or something.
I like Boogie Nights a lot. That's one that's always stuck. But that's not the only one. There's so many.
Oh wait, no, you were describing it to me the other night. Like,
there's like 30 favorite
you
movies.
kind of described a style of movie, and I said, "Oh, that's the kind that you make."
Yeah.
So they're comedies, but wait, do you
I'd
remember
like
what
it to
you
be
said?
like grounded and natural, but not just sort of like, oh, there's little bits of humor. Like I would want it to still be like actually, like, you know, if something looked like a Harmony Korine movie, but was like funny and snappy, like Superbad or something like that. It doesn't have to be those two exact things, but some sort of.
So the combo of that.
Yeah, like I thought Red
ultimate.
Rocket was really good. I thought that.
What's it called?
Red Rocket came out a couple years ago.
I haven't seen that.
Simon Rex.
That's
Have you
right.
seen it?
No, I saw the trailer.
It's like a Sean Baker. The guy who did Tangerine did it.
Tangerine. He did
Yeah,
Florida Project.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that.
But
'cause
Red
I like
Rocket
him.
was definitely, I thought, the most like overtly humorous of them.
Yeah, Sean Baker. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. I gotta check that out.
But I like all kinds of movies. It's not just that. But that's what I've been kind of like trying to do. It's like
You kinda
I wanted to
seem
get
like
natural, but like have it still like consciously comedy, not conscious, like overtly comedic, but still feel grounded. Like be as grounded as it can be, but be as ridiculous as it can be within that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not just like, oh, it's Wacky Town, or we're just gonna like change the, what do you call it? Like the
rules of reality.
Yeah, exactly. Just to make a joke work, because then I think it undermines whatever else is going on. Like the tone. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I hate. It's like in horror movies when all of a sudden characters become dumber to put them in danger. Like I hate in comedies when it's like, okay, all of a sudden the characters are dumber to make this joke work. Where if they were always that dumb, that's fine. Or if they were always that smart, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or if like a character has a conceit, like they're super serious, but they're so serious they, like fucking Spock or Sergeant Friday. Like you can have a serious character as like, not that those are like the funniest characters, but I'm just saying like it's such a character trait that like you can take that and put them in a situation. And you're like, oh, that's funny because they're such a.
I see what you're saying.
Such
Yeah.
a square.
Is
or
Joe
whatever.
Friday a sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was just a detective.
Oh, maybe you're right.
But I don't even know though.
Yeah.
I didn't know they even had rankings. Sergeant Friday.
Well, when you
Never-
said Sergeant Friday, I didn't know what you were saying. I was just like,
Maybe
yeah,
it is Detective Friday. Maybe you're right. I thought it was Sergeant Friday.
I don't even know if I ever remember
right.
him having a title. It just was Joe Friday. I'm Joe Friday.
I just remember him and Pep Strebeck, played by Thomas Hanks.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That's the one I grew up with.
Oh, because I watched a lot of the one from the 60s.
I never watched that. I mean, I saw it, but like the one from '87 with Tom Hanks and Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd, that was something me and my older brother watched constantly.
Did you ever? That the Dragnet started. Well, first it started as a radio show, and then there was a 50s version of it that was black and white, and then they did a kind of revival in the 60s.
Yeah.
And then they were going to bring it back with Jack Webb, I think in the 80s. And
Yeah.
it didn't happen, but yeah. Anyway, just a little bit of insider stuff there for Dragnet for anybody who's interested in Dragnet.
Is that the guy with the phone that on his shoe?
No, that's
That's
Smart.
Get Smart. Yeah.
Is that like a spoof of Dragnet?
It's more of a spoof of James
well,
Bond.
the Steve
or something.
Carell one's like a spoof of Get Smart, but Get Smart was kind of tongue in cheek anyway.
It's like a James
Yeah.
Bond spoof, really.
Yeah, it's like a goofy American James Bond.
Max Smart, I think
Yeah.
his name was Maxwell Smart. Max. That was the woman in that always was.
Oh yeah, that reminded me of Boomerang when that lady's like Marcus.
What else annoys you?
What else annoys me? Oh, well, I was just gonna say one more thing about In Town. Like, I really like it. I'm confident it'll end up somewhere cool. It's just kind
Oh,
of
your
the
movie's
waiting
called
around
In
part.
Town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, In Town. That's what the movie's called. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
But yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk about this now. So you made it, you self-funded it,
Yeah.
Or
Me and
did
two
you
other
give-
people? Yeah.
find someone else to pay for it.
No, me and two other people funded it. Was it just sort of like?
And did you go into debt to do it, and you're ostensibly gonna get that paid back?
Yeah, I'm confident we'll get paid back. Because
What if you don't? How much you in the hole?
well, I won't get into that because we got to deal with buyers and all that. That's Hollywood insider trade and stuff. No, but I feel like we made it at a decent price where we can make our money back, and the movie looks like it's a bigger movie than what we paid for it. And I don't know. I feel like that's my special skill, is to do a lot with a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd finished up doing a show, so I had a little extra money when we got to do it. So it's like, like it's definitely like an indie, but it looks bigger than that. It's like when someone knows how to draw something really quick, and you're like, you drew it real quick. That doesn't count for anything. It's like, well, it took years to know how to draw it this quick. That kind of thing.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
Wait, when you draw something quick, people are like, that didn't count. You did it too fast.
sometimes, yeah. Well, I think that's with any art form. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you like it. You like doing comedy. Well, go do it. Go do it for free.
Yeah, if you go to a restaurant and like the food comes out so fast,
Yeah.
and you're like, whoa,
Yeah, you made that so
whoa.
quick.
Like, you sure? This is for me. This is some like thing that was supposed to be for someone else. And
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
It always makes me think. It always makes me like feel a little bit like, whoa, basically. Yeah. But then it's like I remember one recently came out so fast. I'm like, okay. And then it was really good. I'm like, I guess maybe it's already in the back.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought when they gave it to me really quick, I was like, this didn't seem like a big deal for you to make this food. You should just give it to me for free.
Right. I think we had a restaurant idea where there's times on the menu. Like
that's a good idea.
Like how fast the food comes out.
That's a good idea.
And maybe if it comes out fast, it should be cheaper too.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna charge $18 for the salad, and you just.
I will say,
took
man,
2 minutes to come out.
Things that do annoy me, price at Taco Bell these days.
Yeah, what are the prices like?
They're just up. They're not like you go there and it's like I could have actually eaten some breakfast sandwich at like a bougie coffee shop for the price of my fucking Taco Bell.
Really, every time I go there, I can't believe how cheap it is.
It's not as cheap as it used to be.
It's been a few months.
Like anything, but I don't know.
I got my own special modified taco that I do there.
Yeah?
You know about this?
I know about it.
He's seen it, I think, in action.
You put beans in place or something?
I get the regular taco.
Uh-huh.
No meat.
You mean hard shell?
Regular hard shell taco with only cheese and lettuce.
That's it?
That's it. Put a little bit of, kind of mild sauce in there.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little refreshing snack. You bite into this thing. And
I can say their lettuce is a little refreshing.
It's refreshing with the just cheese. It's such a light and crunchy and fun kind of just refreshing experience. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And you can't.
I like those iPads they got now.
That shit annoys me. You'll be like over there touching little greasy ass iPads, and then you're supposed to touch your food after that, and you're like, oh man, why don't you like, hey, rub your hands all over a doorknob and then eat your food?
Well, I mean, you want to you do like I do. You use for anything like that.
Yeah.
I use a little cover for my finger.
I'm not trying to walk around my little digit condoms or whatever. Like, but they've got like 16 people running around like little rascals behind the counter, and you're over there playing with their iPad, and it's just like, why can't someone ring me up?
I touch it with my dick.
Yeah.
Well, can't you go?
Then I keep my hands nice and clean.
That's a good idea.
I do that iPad.
But you got to get hard for.
No, I just wash my hands, I guess.
Wash your hands after.
But I like to modify.
Then you got to go ask them for the code and go to the bathroom.
Well, ideally there's no code.
Yeah, ideally.
I just like the iPads because I can modify. I'm doing my veggie thing, and I could put like those potatoes in there. I could like load it up with.
Let me put it
exactly
this way.
What I want.
I like those there as an option. I don't like them as the default. It's like
well, it's always an option. Like whenever I go, there's
so few
you can't go
at the counter anymore. Like that one.
You can go to the kid at the counter.
The Taco Bell canteen in Hollywood. Everybody at the desk was just like running around shouting names, like Brian, Brian, your tacos are ready wherever you are. And then, yeah, that annoys me.
Well, related to that, annoying to you that there's little rascals all there. There's all these little rascals hanging out at Taco Bell, and nobody's helping you.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like is you go to the bank.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
say Chase.
There's like two tellers in the whole place. Yeah,
I know, but I see two guys standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
They have iPads actually. They're holding iPads for some reason.
Yeah,
and they're not doing anything. And meanwhile, there's this long line.
Yeah,
and then those people scattered behind desk, and they're just like.
Well, there's those people. Whatever.
But what are they doing? Yeah, they can pause whatever they're.
I don't know what they're doing.
They're writing their scripts.
But the worst is when you're there in line and it is taking forever, or the line looks short.
Yeah.
And then you're standing there and it's not moving, and you're just standing there for half an hour. Meanwhile, there are two people standing, not doing. They're not even behind a desk. They're standing
taking
there,
Chick-fil-A orders.
not doing anything. And I think they're there just to greet people. I'm thinking, get behind a teller thing right now. Let's get this moving.
Well, you know what's funny? Is Brent told me this. He's like, I was at the bank, and I'm like, what are you at the bank for? I go like once a year.
I go to the bank still.
Yeah.
You know why? I don't trust.
I use the phone to cash the check, and I know you don't have a phone, but you can also do it at the ATM.
Yeah.
I have an iPad at home.
Right.
I could
you
scan
have to find a way to do it.
I could do it actually.
I do it, and I look in the account, and there's the proof, and it's I have a record of it.
Have you heard the ATMs at Chase Bank? I keep meaning to record them. There's a sound they make that sounds like a Linkin Park song.
No way.
I'm sure someone out there will know what I'm talking about, but it's like beep, bloop. I don't know. I got to record it.
You mean what's that song that's like
when you hear it, you'll be like, either Chase Bank sampled Linkin Park or Linkin Park sampled Chase
Maybe
Bank.
it's Sum 41.
No, it's definitely
What's
Linkin
that song
Park
that's like do do do? You know,
yeah, it's that. Yeah,
But you mean that little weird synth part?
that's like the little
burp,
intro,
burp,
I
burp.
think.
Yeah.
The Chase Bank ATM. It's not the initial sound, but some sound it makes is just like I'm always like, oh shit! Like I just want to record it. And I
You ready to
forget
mosh?
Yeah.
Why is the post office take
Watch
so
fly
long
by as the
too?
pendulum swings. What'd you say?
Why does the post office take so long too?
Because they actually got to deliver something.
But it's like, can't they? They gotta. I don't know how they haven't figured it out. Where it's, why is it so slow? And why is it? It's crazy to me. The post office is crazy.
Do you mail stuff or do you pick stuff up?
I mail stuff. Look, I avoid the now. I mean, I do everything online now. You know, I print the label out.
I finally got a stamps.com account.
You don't even need to do that.
Well, it's way cheaper.
I just take the
I
package and
mail like merch.
I deliver it myself.
I like mail merch.
Yeah.
He just delivers it
I just
himself.
deliver it myself.
That's the real.
I save a
Just
load
get
on
in the
postage.
car and just
Yeah.
zoom away. You can also do pay station, or what was it called? Ship station. I mean,
Ship
ship
station.
station. So I make the labels, and these days I don't go to the post office. I go out and I find the postman, and I just give it to him directly. I say, "Hey, can I give this to you?" He goes, "Yeah."
You trust that?
I trust that a lot more than I do going to the post office because the guy's taking the package from you, and this is an official post officer.
I'm doing UPS.
Oh, that's.
And I got to say, they're good.
Oh, really?
United Pound System.
Dude, I don't wait. I'm in there a minute, in and out. Boom.
Oh, you know what does
They're
suck?
good.
At Shake Shack, they're not the only place, but like you'll come in and there'll be someone walking around with an iPad, like you said, like directing traffic, and then they'll be like, "Are you paying with card or cash?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I can pay with card." "Oh, great, come on over here." And then they're just like, "You can do it yourself." You're just like, "Cool." And then you go blip blop bloop and put your order in, and then it asks you for a tip. And you're like, "What the fuck am I giving a tip for?"
Oh, yeah. Where's this at?
Shake Shack.
Well, I guess you're
it's not the
tipping-
only place, but like that's the one
Right.
that's
I
I
definitely
guess
done
the
it.
idea is you're tipping the people who make it and stuff.
No, that's so stupid. No, you're not. You're tipping a kiosk for
No,
you
no, I
doing
think
the work.
you are tipping the whole establishment. I think.
Really? Is that where it goes?
Well,
I think
you
so,
don't.
yes.
There's no way to know. You have
Yeah.
to find. You have to say, "Excuse me,
And also,
is this tip going to corporate or who's
Yeah.
getting?"
Well,
this
that's also
tip?
before the
you guys
service is
divvying
even-
these up at the end of the night.
and it's also before the service is even transpired. It's like you might take forever, and this might suck. And I'm already giving you 20%
Hey, well, that
for me
happens-
filling out an
yeah.
iPad.
Yeah,
Delivery stuff is like that too. I mean, that the
Well,
service hasn't
delivery,
happened-
like they bring it to you. I
but the
guess.
service hasn't happened yet, so you
That's
don't know
true.
how it's going to go.
That's true.
So how do you-
I order from this one place a lot, and I pick it up. You know,
Yeah, the post office.
a restaurant, and yeah, they give me the thing, and it's like, there's a spot for the tip,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking this is really for like the table service. If
Right.
I was eating in, but I feel kind of obligated to tip anyway.
the idea is you're tipping the establishment.
I get it. There's somebody's making the food, so the
Yeah.
person who's
Yeah,
making it,
like,
but it's still
correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they get paid to be there?
it is dumb.
yeah, but
Like I've been a cook. I've done this. I'm not like
Right.
some asshole.
No, I
maybe
know.
I'm a
I
little
think-
bit of an
I think
asshole,
the
but like
idea
it's
is
just
there-
like it's so much. It's so crazy tip heavy now. It's like
Everything
Yo,
is
I
tips.
paid to come here. I'm paying for the food. Now I got to do all the work.
There's
and now
tips
like
for
I'm
everything.
tipping for what?
there's tips for everything now.
Yeah.
They got tips for retail. it
Yeah,
seems,
and my
you know?
point is everybody in the kitchen has to leave that kitchen, go out into the world, and deal with the same dumb shit we do as the customers too. So it's just like a stupid system.
What about when you go to a place and you get a ready-made sandwich? No, right? Or yes?
Like
Somebody
at an
made it.
airport or something.
No, like there's a place, the Oaks, near the UCB Theater.
Mhm.
You say you just order a ready-made sandwich. They have ready-made sandwiches
Mhm.
there. Would you tip on that?
No, it's there. You already did all the work. Like I mean, there has to be some level of like, doesn't this place provide a service, and you're there just to pay for that straight up?
Look, this argument. I think a lot of people are on
Yeah.
the
Like, I have no
the
issues with-
system of tipping in
The-
the
the
United
core
States
idea-
is dumb.
Yeah. The core idea of tipping, like, no issue with that. Fine. Yeah, of course. But just like,
No, it is
It's
dumb.
applied to everything to the point where it's like, well, okay, you guys should tip me for coming in.
What
today.
about a place-
like, yeah, we should tip for having these microphones work.
What about a quick
like,
service?
Look, Aaron's down with
yeah,
that.
he's down for that. Yeah.
We should tip Aaron.
What about a quick service kind of place like Tender Greens or something? Would you tip there?
No, but I'm sure it asks me for it. They flip the iPad around and it goes,
I just tip
you a
anytime
dick?
it's there.
You
I
cool
just
or you a
tip.
big dick? That's what the things say.
I just tip at every. And yeah, that big iPad. Everyone in the line's looking at you, saying, "Who's this guy gonna tip?"
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
And they're like, you don't have to show me what shoes. And like, also like, of course, like
Sometimes
95% of the time I do it, but I'm just like, okay.
What
Even
about
though I'm just like,
Subway-
this is ridiculous. So,
Subway
like,
sandwiches, do you do that tip there?
I don't know.
Sometimes they just swipe it and there's not even an option.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say, "Oh, don't worry about that." They'll tell you not to tip.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice of people. They'll
Yeah.
go, don't worry about that. They'll just
Yeah.
they'll skip past
Yeah.
it. But with Tender Greens though, I remember this is back when Tender Greens used to be good, and I used to go to it.
If they did something special for me.
Well, no, somebody told me something that kind of did stick with me. That
I guess my issue is like you're tipping for the bare minimum. That's not what you should be tipping for.
Well, the option came up, at Tender Greens, and I kind of thought this isn't really the kind of place you tip at, right? It's not like they're bringing the food, you're ordering the food and then you pick it up and, but somebody told me, we make money in an easier way than they do. And so maybe you should just tip because of that. And I kind of thought that's kind of true.
Tip. I'm just
even if I don't,
sick of tipping for,
even if I'm not even making more money
what?
than them, if I'm making, even it's just the way of making money is easier than how they make money, then I thought, well, yeah, maybe I should tip on that then.
Well, how come we're not tipping these? I don't know. What's a dangerous job? Like
Why
a
don't you
guy.
tip the cashier at the grocery for all your items?
Yeah, no, I know. Well, there's no option, but once there is, you might have to start doing that too.
I like how when on those iPad places,
Yeah.
they go like this. It's gonna ask you some questions.
Oh, go on.
What if it was like, what's the capital of North Dakota? Bismarck. Wait, is it Bismarck? Or is that?
That'd be cool if
They
there
flip you around and there's questions. The question is, how much do you want to tip?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It'd be cool though if there was trivia questions and if you answer them correctly,
No tip.
You don't have
or
to
you
tip.
you get a discount on the thing.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool. I'd be into that.
That'd be neat. Yeah, they should have a restaurant that's like that where
It'd be like those taxi cab things where you play trivia while you wait in the car.
Imagine a restaurant, and it's built this way. It's for trivia people, and if you lose, you have to pay more. If you win, you pay less.
Like, and that's just an option. Like, do you want to do the trivia version of the menu?
No, I think that's the whole conceit of the whole restaurant. So you're going there.
Well, then it could be fixed. They could just drop super hard stuff on you and like make you pay a fortune.
Well, let's say it's fair because they'll get a bad reputation if it's really hard all the time. So, it's fair enough, and it's not really tough questions, but they're questions like I don't know, the capital of California is.
What if it's like this?
It'd be a
It's
sack
gonna
attack.
ask you some questions. It's like, do you think I'm cute?
That's funny too. I like that.
I always thought like,
And who is me? or
Like, should you
like
tip your
where do you
doctor?
stand on the Israeli war thing? Gaza.
oh my gosh.
You're like,
Where do you stand? Where do you stand? And then there's only two choices.
It says like
Gaza
anti-Semitic or anti,
or just
you know what I
Semitic.
mean? It's
Right,
like there's
right.
no right
Anti-Semitic
answer.
or Semitic? Semitic. That's funny.
I just had an idea. I forgot it. I'll remember it. I just had a thought about those things.
But yeah, I think tips are like you're saying. Like, a lot of people are annoyed with just tips in the United States now. It's just
Well, it is. It is.
There's no like. There's no. It's like what I was saying. Like in movies, like when the tone's all fucked up, and it's just like there's no consistency here. Like what are the rules of this other than just like you're a dick if you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you're a
it's
dick if
just
you
like,
don't.
It's like, well, I don't be a dick, but like, this is why am I? The food already costs so much more now than it did just even a few years ago.
I also thought of another. When they're like, you have to put your phone number in sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like,
dude,
I got your number. You know what I mean? It's like, so I can call this. Like, say you're there's an attractive person that you wanna. You're like, can I get? Yeah, just give me your phone number. I don't know. There's just something there, like something with that.
What I don't like though is like a lot of places you go and they ask you to fill out surveys for anything. Like, how was Staples today? It's like, it was fine.
Dude, I know. I'm getting surveys nonstop.
Yeah. Fill out the survey. It's like, no, how
You'll
about,
know if it sucks. How
if it
about
was
that?
exceptional or if it was terrible, you may hear from me. but I'm not
Right.
like I am not feeling moved to like fucking email Office Max and be like, oh my god, it was out of this world. Like,
Yeah, you know what?
Sharpies were so sharp. Like, you know,
I have 1,700 unread emails at any one point because anytime I buy anything,
yeah,
I have to go through my credit cards and like put a dummy email in or something.
right.
Anytime I buy anything, it's like, hey, what's new
Yeah.
like whatever
Yeah,
coffee shop
here are the latest
number
things that going on at Pink
300. Guess
Yeah.
what? Guess what's new here this week? It's like, no, I went there once and I don't live there. Like, quit sending me stuff.
Or if you have to download an app to do a thing and all this, and you're just like, oh my god, like, can you just sell me the thing?
Well, I got sometimes I get a survey and I don't fill it out because I don't want to get the guy in trouble. Because I'm not going to give him a good review, you know?
Yeah, well, that's also
So,
the other thing. It's just that
because
mostly
you
the
think no
company
review
trying to,
is
like,
bad review.
Well, I just say maybe I felt his bedside manner to be not so great.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't want to put the guy in a bad position. I mean, maybe he was having a bad day. I don't know, but I don't want to fill out the survey because I don't want to get the guy in trouble. So don't send me the survey because I don't want to, tattletale on somebody, you know.
Well, yeah. Also, too, they try to act like it's like, oh, this is for you. This is gonna make your service better. And it's like, no, this. You know, what would be better? Just get rid of the fucking surveys. But also, it's just like more for you to tattle on everything going on, so they can be lazily observing everything. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, if I felt very
inspiring,
slighted by somebody, I won't bother with a survey. I'll just call them up.
that's what I'm saying. If it's exceptional or if it's exceptionally bad, you'll mention it. Otherwise, it's just a mundane routine. Like, yeah, I went to Walgreens. It was fine. Like,
right. I have provided customer feedback though when I've been very pleased with things.
Exactly. When it's exceptional
I've emailed
or exceptionally
companies
bad.
and I've loved their product, and I'll email them and I'll say, I love this product. Never change it, please.
Yeah,
it's so
that
good.
makes sense. But you didn't have to do that for like when you bought whatever, a bottle of Dasani, like, oh, it was the best, like, you're not gonna.
It was close. It was a sort of
Was it those Reeboks?
No, it was this. No, actually,
what's your sock
maybe
situation?
I maybe complained to Reebok about how they changed the thing.
They changed the formula.
And then same thing with Hanes too, with their socks too.
Or like Taco Bell, they got rid of the Mexican pizza, and people were like, what the fuck, why'd you get rid of that? And then brought it back,
right?
Because people were like, that was stupid, that was a good thing, why'd you get rid of it?
Right.
But I don't need to fill out a survey every time I go or do a Scantron to I don't even know.
You know what I want? Bring back the beef brisket at Chipotle. The barbecue beef brisket.
That's like their McRib.
I don't know. It was good, and it lasted shorter than it was supposed to. By the way, I said, "How is this lasting?" Maybe they sold out of it. It was good. I said, "Bring it back. I want those baby backs."
You know what else is annoying? And I may have mentioned this before. I don't know, but like, it's like when you mention, I was talking to someone about this the other day, actually, when you go to Taco Bell, or you mention in passing, oh, it's Taco Bell, blah, blah, and someone goes, oh my God, you live in LA. There's so many good, authentic Mexican restaurants there. It's like, yeah, whoever was like, oh, I went to the most authentic Mexican restaurant ever. Have you heard of it, Taco Bell? No one says that. That's not a thing. Like, I don't know why you have to course correct people. It's like you go to Taco Bell because you're in the mood for Taco Bell in particular.
It's like,
just like, do you go to the authentic Mexican places?
Yeah, you go to whatever you're in the mood for. It's like if you want.
Do you go to the taco trucks?
Of course, but like when I want that.
but
no,
like,
I know what you're saying.
But it's
I know what you're
different.
saying. It's not. Yeah,
it's like you go to White Castle, no one's gonna be like, you go get burgers at any place. It's like, yeah, but I want fucking White Castle right now.
I got a bone to pick, by the way, about burgers in a second, but I just want to say that the Taco Bell thing versus Mexican food is basically like,
it's a stupid argument.
It's not the same thing. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's like smooth jazz versus jazz. A lot
of
jazz
I want an orange
saying,
drink, not orange juice right now.
Smooth jazz is that's a bastardization of jazz, and I'm saying smooth jazz is its own thing.
Yeah,
But anyway, here's a bone to pick. Five Guys. Okay, have you been to Five Guys lately?
Is it changed in the most recent time?
I don't know. I went there.
I did. I went there
some years ago.
I went there last summer and got the veggie burger.
Well, I went there. I couldn't believe how much it cost for a burger.
Oh, the price did go up. I went to
crazy.
The Glendale Galleria and I was like, "What? Why is it fucking like $11 for a single or whatever it was, or maybe a double?"
I think it was $12 for a burger.
Yeah.
What? That's like or maybe more actually. I couldn't believe it.
Double digits?
It was double digits.
Well, they got 5 guys they got to feed. They got to pay.
I couldn't believe
10 guys.
I thought, this isn't... Okay, if you go to a place like Stout, or something, right?
Stout.
What's
Yeah,
the hell
in
is that?
Hollywood, you know, it's
Oh, it's like the beer burger place or
well,
something.
it's more like a gourmet kind of burger, right?
Right.
This is not a gourmet burger at Five Guys,
No.
okay?
Why not? Is it
Because
all the ingredients are fresh?
It's not artisanal, you know. It's not. It's
I feel
not.
like the Five Guys and the Pet Boys look similar.
I just couldn't believe the price for a burger that's not a gourmet burger. I mean, I can't remember. It might have even been more than $12 now that I think about it. And I thought, I asked him, I said, is that right? I couldn't believe it. It was just unbelievable how much it was. And
You know
I
who
think,
has good prices on burgers? In-N-Out.
Yes. See, that's what I was going to say.
That's a good
Oh,
burger.
and it's
All
the
the
same-
bougie
by the
burgers
way,
are tasty,
plus-
but like In-N-Out, I still come back to. Like that's still my favorite.
And Five Guys has all the same colors as In-N-Out too. It's all the red, white, and
they don't have the yellow. They don't have the
Oh,
yellow.
they don't.
Five
I don't know. I
Guys.
just
They
remember
got
going
red
in
and
there
white.
thinking, it's kind of got the colors of In-N-Out in here. I'm thinking, but the prices are crazy. In-N-Out, meanwhile, it's better probably.
Yeah.
And it's much cheaper.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's cheaper and better is Trader Joe's.
They got good frozen food.
Trader Joe's is
Wait,
good.
they have burgers there?
No. I'm just saying in
You
general.
can't
Joe's-
just be talking about burgers and
Trader
then say
Joe's
Trader
produce
Joe's.
sucks.
No, I'm just.
It rots
It made
so
me just
quick.
think their prices on things are cheaper than if you go to say Ralph's even. You know, for example, water crackers there, $2 a box for water crackers. But if you go to say
The hell's a
Ralph's?
water cracker?
Yeah, what the fuck? Is
I
You
don't
don't know
want-
what water cracker
I ain't
is?
trying to eat some wet cracker, you freak.
No, it's not a no. You
Some
know,
soggy ass cracker.
no. You know, they're just classic kind of crackers that you
like a Zesta?
No. It's something that you would put
Oyster crackers?
cheese on. You know, if you
I
got
like
cheese
oyster
and crackers,
crackers.
you would put
Oh,
it on
like
there.
a
Oh
Ritz.
wait, are they like circular with a little brownness in them?
No brown.
They're like white.
No
with a little
brown.
Burn.
No. There's no
White
brown. They're
as
white.
night?
They're white. What?
White as night.
They're white as night.
Mm.
And
Oh,
they-
people put like brie on them and stuff.
yeah, brie. You put
Okay.
brie on them. They're classic crackers you would have at a spread. You know, I mean,
Right.
they're good.
I never like the stuff you put on them, so I just don't eat them.
Well, I love these kind of crackers, but anyway, if you get them at Ralph's, for example, I don't know, there's something like $4 or $5 a box. $2 a box at Trader Joe's. This is so ridiculous. This just sounds like so. I don't know.
Welcome to Bargain Hunters.
Yeah,
yeah.
Weekly.
Are there more mundane topics we can
I
get
know.
into?
It's just so ridiculous.
Anyone
Sorry.
still listening?
All right, we're moving on.
Somebody made the case that Trader Joe's is a candy store.
It is a snack haven.
Definitely a snack haven.
It's a candy store, is what.
But I
it's,
feel
it's a
like
candy
it is
store
a
for
candy
adults
store.
because even
It
like
is.
Okay.
even like the frozen food, it would be
Yeah.
like, you know, like orange chicken.
Everything chicken burrito, and it's
everything's like all sweet and like.
Mhm.
Plus
Oh, yeah.
above, I never go to Trader Joe's. There's one thing I go there
I don't
for.
either. The parking lot sucks.
Yeah, the parking lot.
Well, I got a
But there's
hack
one
for
thing
that.
I do go there specifically for, which is these giant Greek beans that are in the can.
I like their Druid rounds. Those cookies.
I don't know what that is.
It's a cookie.
They have lots of amazing snacks at Trader Joe's, and they're usually pretty innovative, and they have great elevated stuff at Trader Joe's, and the prices are good.
Yeah, but when I went to Trader Joe's, I went, you know, to bring it up to the counter with my beaver pelts, and they said they need money. I'm trying to trade. They wouldn't accept.
Yeah.
So that's my bone to pick with them.
Well,
They can't be called Trader Joe's when they're not going to trade.
they trade money, but they, here's the hack about the parking lot. It's weird that all Trader Joe's parking lots are just crazy. I don't know why they're so bad. I mean, there was so much traffic, and
Well, that's
it's
how
hard to
you
get in.
save the money
They're all
because they
hopped
have
up. They're all
less.
hopped up on adult snacks.
They have a smaller footprint, and they pass that money along to you.
Okay, so check this out.
They spent all
All
the
you
parking
do-
money on Hawaiian shirts.
Just park across the street. You know, on the street, you just walk across the street. Boom, you're good to go.
I just park at Gelson's and go over to Trader Joe's.
It's
across
so
the
easy.
street.
Oh, I've probably done that before.
Yeah.
It's really easy. That's what I do. I did that in San Francisco. I do that here. Park across the street, walk across. No traffic. You know, there's no issue. So easy.
You know what I do? I waste a lot of money and I just get the expensive thing
Yeah.
because sometimes I just want to get it done.
Yeah. You're paying. You can't get the time
I
back.
recently bought I wanted to get a nice fire pit for once.
Mm-hmm.
I would get these like Home Depot ones and they're like rotted after a few years and they make a mess and they're hard to move around and they're always like clanging around. I wanted to get one of the fancy ones, the
Yeah.
Solo stove. You seen these? Anyway, I'm looking it up. I'm like, damn, that's expensive. But then like on Amazon, of course, they got these copycat smokeless ones. And I'm like, now I'm on YouTube looking up the best alternative to Solo stove that are $100 cheaper. I'm watching all these stupid videos. and it's not even coming to any conclusion. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that looks kind of cheap. This one's like more expensive, but it's got that advantage. And I'm like, why am I wasting so much time? Like, buy the thing. I just bought the good one the first time. That was my point. I can go down those rabbit holes of looking at researching all this crap.
Well, it's also hard to find the right rabbit hole.
What?
No,
Anyway.
it's true. It is. It's hard to find the right hole.
Yeah. If I do a dance night next week, like a DJ night, what shall we call it?
Oh, Saturday?
Because we were going to call it Pound Town,
Yeah.
but then the venue was like, I don't know about that name. It kind of sounds like we don't want to give off the vibe that it's some kind of meat market. But I did have a comedy night called Pound Town, which
Yeah.
you've probably done before.
You could just call it.
But
you call it Party Town.
Party Town.
Yeah.
What if you just
maybe
call
that's it.
Oh, okay.
Pound Party.
Party
Yeah,
Town.
Pound Party.
I like Party Town. That's so simple.
Just do that.
All right. Sorry to change the subject.
You're gonna do a dance night?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Doug. Why
You
you
gonna come Wednesday night?
Wednesday night?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Where?
Hump Day, baby.
Yeah.
Permanent Records.
And you're gonna DJ.
DJ music. Me and Mabson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah. Okay. Huh, interesting. Interesting. That's
You know,
interesting.
it's
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah. Well, and so you just sort of promote it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, since it's coming up so quick, we just had this idea. I'm like, well, let's just do a DJ night some night, just for fun. And then we were just kicking it around, like, let's do it. I'm going to email Permanent Records. They're cool. And then they're like, yeah, send us the flyer ASAP. I sent the flyer ASAP. Mabson made it. We're like, yeah, it's called the Pound Town Boogie Down. And it's a pretty stupid name, but then they came back, and now I'm like, I got to get the word out. It's coming
Right.
up.
When is this podcast?
Party
coming
Town?
out? Party Town. Party Town with Party Town with Doug. Doug's Party Town.
How about call it Dud's or call it Doug's Party?
No, you should call it Party Town.
Well,
and
I'm
use the
doing it
same
with
font as
Kyle.
Party
Oh.
City.
I could, if it was my own thing, I could easily come up with a name for it, but
How about call it Doug Kyle Dance Night?
yeah. Doug and Kyle Dance Night.
Or how about just Wild Boys?
I wanted to call it Nerds in Paradise.
How about Sweat Till You Bleed Dance Night?
Sweat to you,
Just call it, dude. Call it Adult Snacks.
adult snacks.
Yeah. Man, this one guy at Burger King once was like,
How many fast food places? You're always hanging out at fast food places.
well, I went there a while ago. I was like editing something, and I was like, I'm gonna go get a snack, and I was like, I'm gonna get a Dr. Pepper and some French fries. So I walked to this Burger King, and this fucking weird dude who's like shaved head with like cuts on it came in. He's like this skinny white guy with like a weird goatee, and he came in. He was wearing like a briefcase, like an office briefcase from the '80s, that kind of thing, and he had a glass of orange juice. And he came in, and he's like, and it was like I was on this little 3-stool bench thing, and oh yeah, so I was like on the far one, and of course you could sit in the middle or the far away one. Of course this dude just sits in the middle. It's like you should have sat on the far away one. And he sits there, and he's like, just gives me this weird look, and then he goes away for a minute. I'm like, okay, and I clock his orange juice, and it was like a glass with ice in it that he brought to Burger King with him, and this suitcase, and I was like, this dude's weird. And I was like, I'm gonna try to get a photo of him because he's like a character or whatever. And then he came back, and I was like, okay, abort photo. He's like, too close. And then what did he say to me? He goes, the snacks thing reminded me of this. He's like, hey man, you want a snack? And I was like, no, I'm good, man, thanks. And he's like, you sure you don't want a snack? And I was like, no, I got my fries. I should have been like, I'm leaving. And then he's like, sure? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. He's like, what did he say? He said something about ice cream or something. And I was like, all right. I said, I know what it was. He goes, you want a snack? And I was like, I got fries and a drink or whatever. I'm good. And he's, you sure? And I was like, yeah. And then he just kept like asking the same question again. I was like, what do you mean, like ice cream? He's like, no, man, like human snacks. And he does the like that, like the fingers through the
Ew,
the international sign for like I'm nasty. And then he did that shit at me. But he goes, no, like human snack. Blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, fuck this. And then I left. But anyway, he just wanted to give me a human snack in the bathroom. That's what he wanted to do.
Well, you should take that as a compliment. I mean,
it was
you're a handsome guy.
He didn't say ask everybody.
Do you like those Burger King fries better than?
Yeah, they got a nice little
McDonald's
crinkle to
fries?
them. Yeah, this is a while ago. This is like 2016. This happened. 2015.
I did always
Would've been
prefer
2015.
the Burger King fries. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I think these McDonald's fries are overrated.
I prefer the Wendy's ones. Are my favorite of the main chains.
Are those steak style?
No, they're a little.
They're fatter though, right?
They're more salt on them. I think is basically it. Yeah, they're a little fatter.
I like a nice fat fry. I like a skinny
Yeah.
fry. I like them all. I like curly. People are like, I hate steak fries. Like, it's a potato, okay?
I was
They're
not
all
even that
good.
crazy into fries until a few years ago. Like I didn't give.
They're
a
all
shit.
good.
Yeah, but the only reason I went there is because I was like, I don't know. I just wanted a Dr. Pepper and something salty, so I just got that.
You know that I probably have only been to Burger King at most twice in my entire life.
You got to go and get the
maybe
chicken
once
fries.
even. And actually, to be honest, I can't even remember any time I've ever been eaten at Burger King.
You rule.
It was great going there as a child.
Yeah.
You get to wear that crown on your birthday.
Oh yeah, you get the
See,
crown.
as a child, I went to McDonald's.
What's the stupid Burger King song that sounds like meh, 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 you rule?
No, I don't know. There's a song.
Your way, na, 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 you rule. It's like
No, really?
maybe it's just in my algorithm. I'm sure other people are getting the Burger King commercials. They're like,
Well, it's hard to
blah,
beat-
blah, blah.
it's hard to
It
beat-
sounds like I'm not trying to blast, but it sounds like a Wesley Willis song. Like that's what it sounds like.
No way.
Yeah, it does. But he used to have the rock and roll McDonald's song. It sounds
Yeah.
like Burger King was just like, that's catchy. We'll do our own Burger King, like kind of Wesley Willis.
You know what I
style.
want to kind of do? I don't eat fast food burgers, at all. I haven't had a fast food burger in so many years, decades. And I think, what if I tried a burger from every fast food place? McDonald's, Burger King.
That would be riveting.
Wendy's, just see what the difference
Which do you
is.
think
Do
you'd
the
like
price,
the most? Which do you think
factor in
you'd
the
I
like
don't know.
price.
I think I'd think they're all
Factor it
gross.
all in.
Yeah.
And also, you should go blind on it.
But you know what I think, though? I also don't want to subject my body to those things, though.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't eat a ton of them.
Supersize me.
No,
Yeah.
but I don't need... I think they would make me feel sick, though.
Yeah.
Because they're too greasy or something. But it's just an interesting...
Yeah, you can
it-
ask-
I
What
think we
was the
should subject
supersized
your
guy
body
say?
to it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should
You're
subject
built
you
for
to
it because
I
you're
already
gonna
tell you, I like
you're
it-
gonna
I
eat
like-
it.
I like
You're gonna
In-N-Out
eat
the
it
most.
stock, right?
I like getting out the
By the way,
most.
I don't consider In-N-Out to be fast food, really.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is...
Well, then of like the classic chains, like Burger King.
that's what I mean. The lower end... not the lower end, but
Okay, right. The whatever. The populous ones or whatever.
In-N-Out's a
what do you
step
call 'em?
above those.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. But like,
It's
but
fast food.
I think it's just fast food.
It's
done-
fast food.
done
There's,
right.
there's a big menu on the wall, and there's 5 things on it.
Yeah, yeah.
It is fast food.
It's
but
fast food.
It's not that fast.
I
though.
get what you're saying. It's definitely fast food, but I think it's a cut above the rest. So let's talk about the ones that are the rest.
Yeah.
So like McDonald's,
Yeah.
Burger King,
Wendy's,
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box.
Carl's Jr.'s at the bottom for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's at the top for me.
Really? You
Yeah.
like that $6 Paris Hilton burger?
I like that. I like their.
You like getting chili fries with a can of Monster?
Well, I like their Beyond Burger.
Oh, okay.
The Burger King has one, and it's gross compared to
Yeah.
the Carl's Jr. one is just.
Well, that's a different category. That's the veggies.
Yeah.
But I mean, that makes sense.
So I just assume everything is a little better there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The ingredients on the Carl's Jr. burger I find to be rather fresh and fine.
Is that right? Well, it's also the
Compared
same.
to, like,
Carl's Jr.
McDonald's
is
or
just
something.
Hardee's. If you've ever had Hardee's, it's the same thing.
Yes.
They got another name too in other parts. There's Hardee's, Carl's Jr., and there's one other one. Do you know what it is?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
It was like
called-
White Castle and Crystals.
It's called Armpit.
similar.
Hard-ons.
What's it? What I know what you're saying. It's called Whataburger or something.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that the same?
Whataburger in
Is
Texas.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or Sonic?
Maybe I'm confusing that with...
Sonic and Rallies are the same.
Sonic is
company, I
Rally.
think.
Oh, is that
yeah,
right?
Rally. I used to go to Rally.
I used to
Rallies
go
used to
to-
have good tacos in the early '90s. I had them once.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, these are fucking
Well,
good.
you know,
and then they got rid of them.
Actually, in the 90s, I used to actually like the Jack in the Box tacos. 2 tacos, 99
Oh, I used to get that all the time. So
I
you
used to
get two tacos
like
for
those.
$1.
I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I used to eat those after
They
school.
were weird. They were like someone sculpted tacos.
You're being
out of
so
leftovers.
vulnerable with us, Brent. Thank you for admitting that.
Yeah. My
sister and I
in
would
the
go-
90s, you had Jack in
My
the Box.
sister and I would go to Jack in the Box after school. We would get those tacos, tacos 99 cents. Damn.
I mean, it's okay. We can cut this out later.
No, I'd leave it in.
Well, look, we have a few minutes. Is there anything you want to talk
We didn't
about?
play your game.
Because no, we're gonna do that in the Unzipped.
All right.
We only have a few minutes left. Well, I'm glad we covered the important stuff.
No, we talked about your movie. We talked about acting. What else have you been acting in?
Well, Barry was the recent one, and then I did a movie in Alabama in January called Bad Man, and then I did a little part in a little movie here.
Who made Bad Man? Shiner?
No. Mike Delberti. He wrote 30 Minutes or Less. If you remember that movie, that Jesse Eisenberg.
Jared Leto.
I auditioned for that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which role?
What is that?
Do
A
you
pizza
remember?
movie?
Yeah.
It's a pizza
We can't
movie.
escape these fast food things.
I auditioned to play. It's funny. Is
Is it a pizza movie?
There's a pizza.
It's like
guy
based
in it.
on like Domino's.
No, it's a
It
guy
ties-
gets a bomb strapped to him and has to rob a bank or the bomb will go off.
Dude, that's awful. That's the real story.
It was based off of that.
Yeah.
Or inspired by it, I should say.
It's related.
That
to
is
the
all. That is story.
tipping thing,
Did you
though.
blow? Were you the bad guy?
In the new movie? No. Well, I mean, I'm not a good guy, but I'm not the bad guy.
Okay, you're not the murderer.
Yeah.
But the audition was it was a guy who gets tipped at the end by one of the main
The
characters.
30 Minutes or Less.
Yeah. I mean, it was about tipping.
Well, getting
It's
your
just
pizza
coming
there
back to tipping.
quickly is tip worthy.
Well, no, these guys are at some resort, and then I came and served them. Or the idea is I would come and
Oh, I
serve them,
see.
and then they say, and then they give you a really good tip, and I go, "Oh, thank you," or whatever, something.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
gotcha.
When's that coming
I
out?
didn't get it.
I don't know. Probably later this year, maybe early next year. It's hard to know.
30 months or less.
That's right. And I'm about to act in a new show, but it's not been announced yet, so I got to be all.
Man, you got a
damn
lot going
secret-y.
on here.
Yeah, thankfully. That's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Dude, he's on the. You ever look at his Instagram? He's on the red carpet. They're interviewing him. Mr. Hyland, can I have your opinion? It's me, Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, I think I saw something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
That's right. I'm a big
Where
time
was
Hollywood
that?
Killing it
shaker.
now.
What was that? What red carpet was that?
That was the SAG Awards.
Oh, you went to it.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you go?
So I was nominated, dude.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, you were. What for? What?
For part of the ensemble for Barry for the last season.
Oh, you okay? Were you a regular on that? In that?
I was a heavy reoccurring
Recurring?
final season. Yeah.
Oh, wow! So you sat at the Barry table?
They sat me at a kid's table far away.
Really?
No, I sat at the Barry table. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got Lunchables at my table.
That's cool.
No, it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
after-
what's next for Andre?
Well, the show.
You know, we're gonna go unzip soon, and we're gonna learn a lot more. And you have to go to patreon.com/poundcast to learn all about that.
I'm just starting my own podcast about how I hate tips, and that's my future.
Do you know the South Park guys opened that restaurant in Colorado and Denver?
No. Oh yeah.
And they're like no tips.
The Mexican restaurant. I went
Casa
there before,
Bonita.
Yeah, I went there before they owned it. The place is amazing. It had like water divers.
There's divers.
Yeah, it's
You know about this
crazy.
place?
Yeah, I went there in like
It's
2013.
indoor restaurant. There's divers jumping
Yeah.
into a pool.
I think it was like, I don't know exactly. I think it was like a post World War II novelty sort of restaurant.
It's kind of like Cantor's out here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, not Clifton's. It's like Clifton's.
Yeah, Clifton's. Yeah, exactly. But way more crazy. And
Yeah.
then, but that place is awesome. But I remember when I went there, I heard like the food's awful. And I was like, yeah, the food will be awful. The food was awful. It was
Oh,
just
really?
like hot mud. The only thing that tasted like okay was like the chips, because like how bad can you screw up a chip? But the food was really bad. And what I kind of realized is like, oh, buying this food is basically just you're paying the admission to get in here.
You're paying for these divers.
Yeah, maybe drinks are okay.
You tip the divers. You throw coins into the pool, and they gotta swim down.
They deserved a tip, actually. It was they were putting on quite a show. But that place is awesome. Yeah, if I ever go back to Denver, I definitely want to go there again.
But yeah, anyway,
But
my point was
the food used to be really legitimately bad.
Yeah, my point was this South Park guys bought it, maybe with some other investors.
Trey.
And in part of their thing is they're like no tips at a restaurant.
That's
We're
great.
just gonna pay our workers minimum wage.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be all illegal immigrants,
Yeah.
and especially the divers.
There you go.
And I don't know. I'm just kidding.
They're
about
from
that.
Atlantis.
They'll probably pay them all well.
They're from Atlantis.
Who?
The divers.
The divers.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I like? Let's go the opposite of annoying. It has to do with tips. I do like now that at the bottom of a receipt, it tallies up like, 15%, 20, 22% or whatever it is and gives you the number so you don't have to sit there and do the math. I like
Yep.
that. I
Yep.
appreciate that.
You can just circle that and sign.
That's a pro tip.
We should put tips in when we sign some.
Yeah.
Here's, when you get the receipt.
Like when you get the DocuSign.
You're like, can I get a tip for look how I clean my plate?
Sometimes people.
You know what I mean? Like maybe
Yeah,
the bus boy wants to tip me for how good I cleaned.
Yeah. What about me? I'm a good customer.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Give me 5
Servers
stars.
don't always like that thing because sometimes they give you the tip based on the pre-tax amount or something like that. And
That's technically what they say. Is
Well,
you tip
but
on the pre-tax.
servers expect
Nobody
you to
does
tip on
that.
the post-tax amount.
Oh, look at this guy, Mr. Pro Tip all of a sudden.
Well, no, but so
Daddy Warbucks over here.
I do. It's not hard to do the math. If you just do 20%, you just double the numbers.
Yeah, but I'm awful at that.
You carry the thing.
You just double the numbers.
Carry the
Is that
dot.
what it is?
Move the decimal point over. And double
Give me any total right now.
69.
Okay, so you just basically $14 or whatever.
Well, how about $70.43?
Yeah, you just so basically, 30, whatever.
That's like
$3.
$7.
You do
$7.40.
What did you say? $17?
And 43 cents.
Yeah, it's basically just $4. You do like $3.50
Yeah,
or $4 or
$3 to
something like
$4.
that. You
Well,
just
which
double
is it, Brent?
You just double it.
You go like this. Move the decimal point of $1.70
Yeah.
times 2.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
like
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah,
3.
you just double it.
Yeah. This is super basic stuff, but yeah, it's never
just
it's never
double
been
it.
my
It's
forte.
easy.
All right, look, I have a fun game we're going to play in the unzipped portion. Look for Andre Hyland on your TV at your movie theater,
Yeah, and look for my new movie in town when it comes
I wanna
out.
also
I'm-
ask
I'm
you-
legit
which I've
excited for
seen,
people to
and
see
it is very fun and inspiring, to be honest.
Thanks, man.
I want to talk to you about, if you don't mind, if you're open to it, your personal life in this next unzipped section. We'll
Possibly.
see.
We'll
You
see
might be
where it
interested
goes.
in exploring that.
We'll see what happens. We're going to learn more about Andre, and we're going to play my game, and who knows what we're going to get into. But the only way you listen to it or watch it is go to patreon.com/Poundcast.
Thanks to Jack Birch for his help behind the scenes, Jack Birch, and
JB.
thank you to Aaron Brutgart for being behind the boards.
Behind
over
the
there.
boards, they're slaving away.
And thanks.
And
to
we're
All
going to
Things-
learn about his favorite burger when we come back.
And thanks to All Things Comedy.
And thanks to All Things Comedy.
Before we go, can you tell viewers who drew that?
Yes, Marika
Jacinth,
Jacinth.
right?
And you know what? I'm going to Europe, and we're going to Belgium, and I think she lives there.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
Hopefully I'll see her when I get there. And we'll get to do some more drawing.
That'll be cool.
Marika, we can't wait to see you again.
You should update it because you guys have worn different things other than blue since then.
Yeah, plus look at my new glasses. Wait, do I look like him?
Yeah, you look that way. Yeah, that's right.
Pretty good. That's pretty good, Doug.
Brent's
yeah.
got to get in close.
She definitely has my essence down. I kind of look a little fatter than I am, though.
In the
I used to be fatter, though.
She's just got to work on her line weight.
Right. This way. I'm doing it like in the mirror, so it's like,
With a delay.
how's that?
The audio version of this is really going to translate.
Yeah, this is very boring.
All right.
We're
bye-bye.
on YouTube. Bye-bye.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast. Doug and Brent talking